Welcome everybody, I'm Damo.
I'm Nick.
And today we're going to be taking a look at episode 5 of The Last Dance. So this was an action-packed episode. We had Air Jordan was covered off in here. We also had the Olympics and his extreme distaste for Reebok, apparently.
That's it, yeah, that's it.
But yeah, that amongst many other things. It was an action-packed episode full of bits and bobs. You're going to absolutely love it. Please do drop the video a like as a new channel. That would really help us out, and we put a lot of effort into these videos. Please do subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more, and enjoy the episode.
Oh, that's nice.
Kobe Bryant, meanwhile, the youngest All-Star in history.
You can't forget the king is still on the court.
Damn, I must be the old guy. I remember I used to be way in the back.
You feeling all right, huh?
I guess so, since you're going to play me for 40 minutes.
While we're here, we might as well win.
The Lakers boys want to take everybody one-on-one. So, Kobe?
Yeah.
Make this shit happen. I'm going to make this a one-on-one game. You want this ball again, brother, you better rebound.
That's why I come and say what's up to my boy.
Would you like to have some his ass today?
48.
Who do you think? Jordan or Kobe? Who's going to get the win?
Kobe.
He's going to shot.
I grew up watching Michael on TV. Now you got a chance to go face to face with him. Strength, speed, quickness. It was fun to be out there.
You just want to get to the office and then go one-on-one. I ain't trying to be that in a poster, though.
It was a rough couple years for me coming to the league because at the time the league was so much older. It's not as young as it is today.
Just noticed All-Star game, they're all wearing their own individual team colours.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened in the MLB one. I thought it was quite a nice touch that they actually wear their...
I think nowadays in the NBA they have their own, like East versus West.
Oh, you think they have their own jerseys?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do for All-Star game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah.
I thought they did still wear their own team jerseys, but yeah, do they have specific ones?
At that point, Michael provided a lot of guidance for me. I had a question about shooting this turnaround shot. He gave me a great detailed answer. He said, if you ever need anything, give me a call. Say my big brother. What you get from me is from him. I don't get 5 championships here without him.
Kobe has challenged Michael. Michael comes out and he's saying, not tonight, young fella. He's not ready to leave yet.
The All-Star of All-Stars, the MVP, Michael Jordan. Here's the All-Star game. He's the MVP. He's still the star among stars. The public wanted him to keep going.
How to spell Michael?
Are the expectations
He would have been 35. Definitely could have kept going though, right? Keep going. Yeah. Who's the oldest player ever?
Going into Madison Square Garden, this is the last time I'm gonna be playing here. That was my favorite place to play. It's the first shoe I wore in the Garden, so this is gonna be the last shoe.
Bro, you went nowhere around. You was a baby when I broke these out. It was 84.
I first met Michael Jordan in 1984. Our firm, ProServe, had a lot of very high-profile tennis clients.
This is the racket I won Wimbledon with, and you could have bought it.
I said to David, what are you trying to do? You trying to turn this guy into a tennis player?
We took him out to meet Converse.
The Converse weapon. That's the shoe. That's Magic do what he was born to do.
Did you have a shoe company that you wanted to go with?
Adidas.
Adidas was really dysfunctional by that time.
Michael didn't even want to be at night.
And my mother said, you're gonna go listen. You may not like it, but you're gonna go listen.
I am not going to Nike.
And she made me go on that plane and go listen. Nike made this big pitch.
He got probably 250. A young rookie that's done nothing.
He's got to have his own shoe line. Nike just come out with this new technology for their running shoes called Air Soles. We're going to call it Air Jordan.
$250,000 small investment. I didn't know
I didn't know that. I just always assumed Nike were massive. It's going to be crazy if this is what put them on the map.
I mean, it's certainly
given how
helped.
huge they are now, they're the biggest, aren't they? In terms of these sorts of companies, they're bigger than Adidas.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. Adidas had a deal with Kanye West where they were producing Yeezys and stuff, and they were like quite a big shoe recently.
Yeah.
They sort of parted ways, but yeah, you got the Air Jordans and Air Force Ones, probably 2 of my favourite shoes. A lot of money initially, but it's small time now. What an investment that was by Nike.
They hoped to sell $3 million. In year 1, we sold $126 million.
You knew this guy was the guy.
Everybody was like, you got to get a pair of Jordans. You got to get a pair of Jordans.
Sneakers became fashion and culture. That Nike used Spike Lee.
I've heard of
to
Spike Lee.
produce Jordan commercials. Suddenly brought urban culture.
So there's 2 Spike Lees. There's this guy, and there's also Spike Lee that produced all the Marvel films. He's very, very famous in that sense.
Right, it's the name that rings a bell. I could never put a face to the name.
He died like in the last few years, I believe. That's Spike Lee. So yeah, it might be that Spike Lee.
That could be. I don't know, it's the name that rang a bell, not the face.
So Mike, what makes you the best player in the universe? Is it the vicious stunts?
No, Mom.
Is it the haircut?
No.
Is it the shoes?
No, Mom.
The shoes? Shoes.
My dedication to the game led to all this other stuff. So my game did all my talking.
While our videos do all our talking. If you believe the spam emails we get sent to our business email address, we are huge in Estonia and Liechtenstein. Yeah.
And Michael will get a standing ovation. 2 seconds to shoot over Houston. Got it.
It must be the shoes.
By halftime, my feet are bleeding. I'm having a good game. I don't want to take them off.
My goodness. A number of the players, and even only one guy, has this level of artistry. And if this was Michael Jordan's final game at Madison Square Garden, he exits just as he entered.
And when I took the shoes off, my sock was soaked in blood.
We have this statement, you're only a success at the moment you perform a successful act. You have to do it again.
I've always thought that the 92 team was maybe the best Bulls team ever.
Not only was he that good on the offensive end, he was just as good on the defensive. He was just playing a different game than the rest.
Good evening, basketball fans.
That's what Phil drilled in.
The two best teams in the NBA go head-to-head.
All eyes will be focused on the matchup of Drexler and Jordan. There's not a whole lot of difference between them.
Clyde was a threat. I'm not saying he wasn't a threat, but me being compared to him, I took offense to that.
I'm covering the final. I'm gonna give it to this dude.
Oh.
And then here come the second one. The third one. And every time he hit a three, he glanced over at me.
That's a big win. I'm guessing that record's now been beaten because the game now is much more 3-point than what it was back in the 90s, right? Because did he get 6 in the end there, or was it 5.5? I know 5 broke the record, but I can't remember if he got another one in.
No, he didn't show any more after the 5th.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's been beaten now.
That was a record, and then he scored, was it 45 points in the half, which was also a record.
Yeah, I don't know if it was 45, but yeah, no, that's yeah. Let us know if that has been beaten. I'm guessing it probably has done, because I think that's been one of the major shifts of the game from the 90s through to now. That's just what I'm getting educated on in the comments.
So I attacked him every night.
Offend Jordan.
That's it.
Congratulations, Chicago. Was it the happiest moment? This organization is special. It's an organization thing, and that's what it's all about.
Michael was the king of the world. It was the first year that we were trying to get the pros into the Olympics.
If Chuck Daly played me over 10 minutes, I'm quitting.
In 1992, for the first time, a team of mostly NBA players will defend America's Olympic pride.
Hawthorne calls me and says, we would love for you to be on the dream team. I say, who's all playing? He says, well, the guy you're talking about, or you thinking about, is not going to be playing.
All right, no Isaiah Thomas.
No Isaiah Thomas question.
I respect Isaiah Thomas's talent. No matter how much I hate it, I respect his game. I never threw his name in there.
I met the criteria to be selected.
Would Isaiah made a different feeling on that team? Yes.
At that point, Magic and Isaiah had their thing. Bird and Isaiah had their thing. And Scotty, man, it's half the team. Everybody puts it on Michael because we knew that dislike was out in the open.
Jordan, Pippen, Magic, and Bird leading the way. This team's built as the greatest ever assembled.
You know, how the guys bonded together.
You can't get too close to Michael, it's a foul. Man, I had some of my fondest memories just hanging out with Michael. He never wants to just beat you. He wants to put his foot on your neck and just...
They had a practice game in Monte Carlo.
Magic always got under Michael's skin for some reason.
We're up about 8 points, I think it was, something like that. And I went over and tapped him. I said, look, man, if you don't turn into Air Jordan, we're going to blow you out. Came through the middle and just shook everybody. Before we know, they was up, too.
How you like that ass kicking we gave you?
No. Come on, now.
That's quality. I love that. That's brilliant seeing them go heads up.
You know how good friends they are as well.
Yeah.
Still giving it to each other on the court.
Yeah, and that about playing another hour after another hour until he wins is so Jordan. Say it like I know it, but just from this series, I just get that. This has to be, you take out people like Usain Bolt and everything else, this has to be the most guaranteed gold medal in Olympic history, right?
Yeah, you'd think so.
I'm surprised anyone else turned up. Actually, they're probably excited.
After that game, everyone kind of acknowledged we're in a new era.
Croatia has built a basketball powerhouse. There's Tony Kukoc, the 6'10 wizard they call the left-handed Magic Johnson.
Apparently, there was some mixed emotions about him going to Chicago.
With the second pick in the second round, the Chicago Bulls select Tony Kukoc.
After I was drafted by the Bulls, the situation home was not so great because of the war.
Two of its republics, Croatia and Slovenia, declared their independence. igniting a bloody civil war.
Jerry went over to watch Tony play in what was then Yugoslavia. Said Tony Kukoc is going to be the future of the Chicago Bulls.
Krause, he's willing to put someone in front of his actual kids.
At that time, I have no idea what was going on with the Bulls. So going to the Olympics, I kind of thought everything was okay.
Michael just, hey guys, Kukoc, leave him for Scotty and me.
I didn't expect somebody to be next to me literally the whole game.
But this is about making a point to Jerry, isn't it?
And at this point, Tony Kukoc, 0 points, 0 rebounds for the Croatian team.
I feel bad for Tony. And I thought Michael and Scotty were out of line.
Yeah, but like I say, I'm sure Cook, he'll know that. It's nothing to do with him. This is all about making a point to Jerry. He's like collateral damage. It's harsh what they're doing to him, but it's one game.
Yeah, it is a bit harsh because it's not his fault.
No, that's what I mean. He's just collateral. They're just using him to make the point. I don't think they have any actual disdain towards him.
To this point, it has been all Scottie Pippen.
Jerry paid away for a lot of hell for Tony Kukoc. He may not even think about coming to the NBA after he played against us.
I hope they spoke to him at full time.
Here's a 3-on-2. Pippen.
A 33-point victory. Pippen also holding Tony Kukoc to 4 points.
They didn't know me.
Scotty says he doesn't think he can play in the NBA.
Yeah, that's a little bit unfair, Josh, to him. I mean, you got to realize the guy was playing against 11 of the best players in the league.
The U.S. men's basketball team would take on Croatia for the gold medal.
Kukoc came back, and I give him credit. He came back and played a much better game.
Tony Kukoc certainly has turned it around.
Americans didn't understand how tough people like Tony Kukoc were. People have no idea about the war-torn situation, and so it was stupid to call him soft.
Showed me a lot about Tony Kukoc. He played pretty well, man. He's tougher than we thought.
Definitely much better game than the first.
Still 32 points.
Reebok had spent millions to outfit the team and expected all U.S. athletes to display its logo.
They can't hide it like I'm going to hide it.
Yeah, about his Nike deal, I think.
But why? Nike haven't paid any rights to sponsor
I don't know what's in the contract. It's like Ronaldo sponsored by Nike. He can't then go out and wear Adidas football boots on the pitch.
How did you pronounce the Croatian player?
Kukoc.
Yeah. I was going to say, before we move on too much, that was definitely a really good second game from him. And to prove that he could come back and do that. Yeah. Harsh Pippin's view on him, definitely, but we've seen that Pippin and the Bulls had a lot of issues over the years. Michael worded it better,
Yeah, like, you're not going to come up against, you might come up against world-class player every couple of games, but not 11 of them.
And basically be a man on man against two throughout the whole game.
Two of the best players in the NBA at the current time as well. Like,
he could not bear the thought of wearing the Reebok logo on a global.
He just doesn't want to do it. I think that's all it is.
It was the Dream Team changed everything about international basketball.
And the audience.
Yeah,
how the world felt about the NBA.
Swagger, and people wanted to be part of that.
He was really a global superstar.
Part of the reason he remained popular is that he never did anything to piss anybody off.
If he defeats incumbent Jesse Helms, Ant would become the state's first black senator.
Jesse Helms was a reprehensible figure in terms of his racism and conservative politics.
Helms also stood against the Martin Luther King holiday.
Republicans buy Nikes too.
I don't think that statement needs to be corrected because I said it in jest and it was, thrown off the cuff. But I will send a contribution to support it, which is what I did.
That can happen, can't it? Like just a throwaway comment to his mates, like he
yeah,
didn't want to support
yeah.
Gant because Republicans buy sneakers as well. He was just
It's a joke.
Yeah.
But the problem is, and that's still be the hard thing when you're in the limelight like that, is that people can just take anything you say and they can blow it up into anything they want.
Out of context, it sounds like a crazy statement.
Well, that's what media do all the time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit harsh. But I'm glad he supported him.
Yeah, I hope he wins.
Helms won a 4th term, defeating liberal black Harvey Gantt.
Everybody in the world respects Muhammad Ali. You know why? Because he stood for something. Ultimately, Michael Jordan may be forgotten. Muhammad Ali won't be forgotten.
I never thought of myself as an activist. Was that selfish? Probably. But that was my energy. That's where my energy was. The way that I go about my life is I set examples. And if it inspires you, great. If it doesn't, then maybe I'm not the person that you should be following.
Yeah, I get that because, I'm not political at all. And, I wouldn't even know what to say or do and the problem is when you get famous, everyone wants a piece of you and they want you to do this and that. Yeah, once some people do have a voice, it all comes down to the platform and the reach they have.
It's a lot for him. Obviously, he was juggling a lot in his career. He just wanted to focus on basketball. I didn't get that. Obviously, the people that were disappointed would probably because you got to think with Michael's following, if he had have gone in support, that may have been a different.
Yeah,
outcome.
it could have been.
But yeah, I completely get his reasoning for it. That he just wanted to focus on basketball. He didn't want to be a politician or an activist, and I'm sure he did a lot to help the black community. Throughout his life, anyway.
Well, and given what they were saying about Jesse Helms, it's crazy he managed to win anyway.
Oh yeah,
with or without endorsement.
That shows the issues that
USA
was facing during those times.
Definitely.
Our tickets on sale on a Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. By noon, the entire season was sold out. I had to limit the players. We didn't have unlimited tickets in those days.
God, I just got one for me. Damn, that's a lie. Do not take that off.
Newspapers the following day. Jordan thinks he's God.
And right now, if we had another 15,000 seats, I believe we could still sell them for this game.
Everywhere you went, people wanted tickets, but it became overwhelming.
Tonight's game is sold out.
Everybody in the world begged me for tickets.
How you doing? Good to see you. You since the photo set. I'm supposed to kick you out. Good to see you. All right, I see you, dude. This is not going to work, by the way.
Every time I would get by myself, I think about the end of the season, the ultimate goal, pulling up that championship trophy and being recognized as the best team in the world.
What was he talking about?
Here we go, quiet. Oh. I always get so into it.
You've got to wait.
I know. It's just put up like one massive 10-hour long watch.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, the main thing I really took from that one is that Bill turned him into such a team player, and it's starting to come out more and more as the episodes go on. Which
He's
is
learning how to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I do agree with a lot of what he says, and even though I would never have wanted to have played on the same team as him, well, I would because I'd get paid a lot of money, but I never would have wanted to have had him as a teammate. I think the only thing he's really said is that he won't play for another coach. Very strange. You can't hold an organisation hostage by making them keep a coach as well. It's,
I think you can if you're Michael Jordan.
I know, but goes against the saying, doesn't it? That no player's bigger than the organisation.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if that is a saying, because we don't call them organisations in England.
No,
we say no player's bigger than the club over here. But I can't.
This is another great episode.
Yeah, another great episode. Can't wait for the next one. Let us know your thoughts down in the comment. But there was so much to cover off in that one. It's going to take a little while. Yeah, coffee would be lovely. Thank you very much for watching with us. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next one.